Good morning, mi gente. It's 9 a.m. I know, gay people and an LGBTQ plus Kiki at 9 in the freaking morning. Well, that's why I'm still in bed. Look, I'm FayWhat. This program was created by Hotspots Happening Out. The FayWhat show is America's first LGBTQ plus morning show, and I'm broadcasting live and also available on demand. In 2025, our Hotspots magazine celebrates 40 years of documenting the LGBTQ plus experience. It is the largest publication of its kind in Florida and one of the oldest in America. Happening Out Television Network's Queer News Tonight is celebrating 5 years with 10,000 television stories and more than 10 million views in 2024. Hotspots Happening Out will be producing some of the most incredible LGBTQ plus events. First, the 25th anniversary of the Stonewall Pride Parade and Festival on June 14th with a gigantic nightglow parade that I will be announcing with Al Ferguson on the famous Wilton Drive. Next, the summer's Red Hot Pride Fest on August 9th, and Pride Fort Lauderdale is coming back in February 2026. In the same model of PBS and NPR, we are a nonprofit 501c3 organization whose mission is to educate and serve the LGBTQ plus community. It is Tuesday, May 13th, 2025. We have lots of fun things to talk about, so come on, let's go.
Gay boys, hashtag that girl. Sunbeams, drag queens, L-word. Is that girl the girl of all our dreams? She's everything that every girl should be. Aqua, South Beach, hashtag that girl. Pride-filled, tea-dance, Wilton. Is that girl Latina, but she's universal too. If you find a girl to love, only one girl to love, then she'll be that girl too. That girl.
Now let's kiki about what's going on in the LGBTQ plus community. I have a sidekick joining me in bed for our segment called Gay Boys Sleep Late. This morning, I'm joined by my gay guy pal, adult performer, and star of For the Love of DILFs on OutTV, Alex Tikas. Make sure you follow his adults-only Twitter at @Alex_Tikas and catch him as he bartends in very little at the Eagle in Wilton Manors. Good morning, Alex, and welcome back to my bed, boo.
It's nice to be here.
How are you? How are things?
I'm good.
Yeah?
What's going on in
How's
my world?
married life?
Married life is quiet. He's doing very well. We're trying to get, we're trying to move forward with his citizenship so that he can be a proper, productive, tax-paying U.S. citizen.
Yes, that's what you need to say.
He's, going to pool parties. He's looking cute like he's supposed to in his little suits.
I love that. I love that. You know what I wanted to mention was that congratulations on being one of the hosts for Bear Jamboree this year.
Oh my God, are you excited? Congratulations.
I'm so excited for you. That is like so awesome.
Faye's going to be knocking on the hotel doors going, is everything okay in there?
Is everything okay? The handkerchief outside is blue. You told me not to knock if it was red.
Hanky code.
So how did this happen? I love this.
My friend Jason Tazarian, I went to Spain, but I was supposed to do a gig in Key West, and I gave it to Jason, and Jason is doing Gay Bear Jamboree, and he said, do you want to do Gay Bear Jamboree? And I'm like, I've always wanted to go to this Orlando thing.
Yes, one magical weekend,
yes.
Bear Jamboree, gay days, it's all like incredible.
I would give you my VIP pass, but I already know you're already set up. You have all of the passes. You have the deluxe residential suite.
Well, Hotspots Happening Out is pretty involved with One Magical Weekend, and we love our partnerships, and we have a great time every time we go. And Riptide is one of my favorite parties, like in life.
So my favorite anticipated event is watching the line that is a mile long, and taking my VIP pass and my friend's VIP pass and going, hello everyone. Hello.
I must walk by you. Hello. And I must go to my VIP area. Hello. Where it's got all the covered cabanas.
Oh
That's VIP. With the drinks free flowing. Because with VIP, everybody's just there having a great time eating because there's food also for VIP. So, I mean, how much fun?
I mean, drinking is give or take. But just the idea of like leaving the VIP and being with everyone and then
coming back.
Leaving everyone.
And coming back into VIP. Well, if you haven't gotten all the information on it, get your information and
Please
get
come
your
to
tickets.
Gay Bear
Okay?
Jamboree. I believe I'm going to be guest bartending for a gig.
Dancing also.
Dancing for a couple of gigs.
Oh my God, I
They're
love
gonna
you.
put me
They're
to
going to
work.
use you.
They're using
Listen.
that.
Bear Jamboree, you guys are super smart, okay? In case I haven't told you already, because I think you're super smart for having a lesbian at your hotel. But aside from that, you're super smart having this fella as one of your hosts, because the Bears love him.
Maybe we could do like you know how Regis and Kelly, they would do like offset?
Uh-huh.
Maybe we could do like an offset podcast.
Maybe we could in your room.
Yeah, we could do that.
All right, let's do it. One magical weekend. The FayWhat show live from Alex Tika's hotel room at one magical
I'm
weekend.
down with that.
Look out for that.
Look out.
I'm doing it.
Let's do it.
Okay. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Let's kiki on this interesting story. A gay sauna worker's TikTok story about a 93-year-old customer is truly the plot twist no one saw coming.
Uh-oh.
At simply.underrated0 said, quote, I saw his ID. It said 1932. I didn't even charge him. I said, quote, you're good. I'll just let you in. End quote. The man, sweetest, nicest, even tipped him $20. But the real tip was coming. There's a line of boys just lined up for him as the grandpa had a third leg, if you get my drift. The video says, quote, he was so rough and dominant, a total switch, end quote. And yes, the internet is shook. Moral of the story, don't underestimate the seasoned queen or a 92-year-old man with a third leg. Watch this.
I had a 92-year-old man come into the bathhouse. I saw his ID, it said 1932. I didn't even charge him. I said, you're good. He said, oh, it's free? I said, free you. I said, you're good, I'll just let you in. And he tipped me $20 and I was like, okay, thank you. The sweetest, nicest man, like ever, like so nice. He made small talk, it wasn't awkward. He goes in there, puts his stuff away, he puts a towel on. I go clean like a half hour later. There's a line of boys just lined up for him. And I was like, what the? This man was so hung that I actually got scared. Never would have guessed it. Very short, skinny man, but he has a third leg. And he was just like so rough and dominant with these guys. I was just like, oh my God, you're like a total switch. Like once you walked in here. But I would have never guessed he's 93. I would have guessed maybe 65, 70. You could tell he's a little older, but not 93 at all.
I love this bathhouse attendant. I love him. This 93-year-old bathhouse daddy is a legend already. What are we all talking about?
Just come to 321 on like a Tuesday night.
That happens there all the time,
you'll
right?
find out for yourself.
Listen, but never judge a book by its cover. You never know.
I cannot tell you how many handsome men in their 70s. We don't get too many 80 or 90. I mean, but the men that come in are they're just handsome.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
They're
tall and like 6'5" and like hot, and they're sweet and they're nice and they tip and whatever. And then the lights go off in the code bar and shit happens. You never underestimate.
You never know.
I mean, no,
you never know. And ages, God, we're so ageist, right? In our community, we're so ageist.
I don't know how many people on the apps will go onto their app preferences and say no one over 50, but there are guys that do that and missing out because they're 51. Like, you don't know what you're missing.
No, at all. This guy has been around the block. He knows what not to do. He knows how to do things. Like, the poor attendant was like, I got kind of scared, but then he was dominant. He was putting those boys, a
line out the door meant that, he took his Viagra, he was ready to go.
Yeah.
And good for him.
Good for him.
Please.
Good for him. And everybody should try an older daddy.
Yeah.
Okay? Like, again, like Alex said, you don't know what you're missing. I mean, hello, the guy had a third leg, Never judge a book by its cover. Those 3 months of my life when I dated men, okay? God, they were very sad 3 months.
Come on.
They were boring. Anyway, yeah, because a blowjob and a sandwich and boys were happy. Or like, let me watch you make out with your friend. You know what I mean? Like, that was basically what gay boys were all about, But I remember dating this one boy. boy, and he was like a big black guy, and he played for the Rams at the time, right? And I was expecting like a schlong, and I ended up with a Vienna sausage, right? And I was like so taken aback, but I was almost embarrassed for him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I was like, what are you gonna do with that? You know what I mean? So never judge a book by its cover.
Let's go to the beach.
Let's go to the beach. Let's go shopping. Let's go get our nails done. This is an important conversation for our LGBTQ plus community. Help us tell these important stories by liking and subscribing to the FayWhat Show. Let's kiki on this interesting story. JK Rowling. All right, I'll continue with that. JK Rowling just got clocked by none other than Boy George bitches, and the tea is scalding. It all started when Rowling accused beloved actor Pedro Pascal of being a misogynist for supporting trans women and supporting his sister. Boy George wasn't having it. He said, quote, same thing in reverse. She hates men. This is where this truth lies. She cannot differentiate between a trans woman and a biological male, which is weird with her imagination, end quote. He dragged the Harry Potter author for confusing trans women with biological men. George rallied behind trans youth, saying they shouldn't live in fear of adults throwing around the mud. Lesson of the day, don't mess with Boy George unless you're ready for a lyrical takedown. Boy George drags JK Rowling in fiery trans rights clash. What are we all talking about?
It's a shame people have such a huge platform and sell millions and millions of books that involve all parts of your imagination. You know, in her world, right? Anything's possible.
Anything.
And it's that theory that created this world that has made her who knows how many millions of dollars.
Yes.
But you can't just sit down and say, maybe I'm looking at this in a way that I could look at it differently.
Yeah.
You know, maybe I could realize that there is a difference between a biological male and a trans. You know, maybe I can actually listen to the people that are living this experience.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're a cisgendered woman, full stop. Right? That's your life.
That's yours.
That's your life experience.
Yes.
And when I need information about how a cisgendered woman behaves, I'm going to talk to you.
You're going to go seek out a cisgendered rich white woman.
Because that's how I get my information from the best.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like these are but if I want to get my information from a trans male, anybody trans living this experience, somebody living maybe in a really hyper marginalized situation, I'm going to ask them questions.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to say, and if I have an opinion about something, that's challenging to them, I'm going to want to hear what they have to say about it, because that's what adults
do.
And my opinion might not change, but maybe my opinion, well, I mean, basically what we're talking about is shut the fuck up and like listen to the experts.
Yeah, and educate yourself.
Educate yourself.
There's science behind all this, Alex, you know, and there's not enough data for a lot of these people because enough funding has never been put into that data, right? Being resourced.
Yeah.
But there's, you know, like Alex said, you know, you go to someone who's living the trans experience and ask them questions, you know. I know that it's less than, 1% of the population that live their day as trans, but go to that source, you know. Somebody had posted a meme that like really made sense, right? Pope Leo, right? His name was Robert, right? His name is Robert, right? So his name is Robert. He told the world that he wants to be known as Leo. Nobody fucking questioned it. From now on, he is Pope Leo and we're done.
Right.
That's how he wants to be identified. Right. Why can't the rest of us just say, this is what I want to be identified as, call me this, and we're done?
Right. Why can't bathrooms, we have a problem. Why can't bathrooms specifically be created to solve whatever issue you might be having about who's going? We have bathrooms that are individual, that are locked.
Stalls,
whatever.
Yep.
And what's the problem now?
Mm-hmm. Well, and we have gender-neutral bathrooms in places, too. Remember Alec McBeal a million years ago?
I was at the Pride Center yesterday, and I was in one stall, and this lady walked in. She's like, I gotta go.
I'm like, and you're like, thanks?
She's like, I don't care. I gotta go. I'm like, okay. Like, what am I supposed to do?
And you're like, go.
Go. I go.
You know,
Nobody cares.
There was a lesbian woman thrown out of a bathroom a couple of weeks back because they thought she was a man.
Yeah.
You know, a lot more of this is going to happen, right? My trans male friends, you don't want them in a male bathroom. Trust me,
Yeah.
they pass. They are men,
Oh my God.
100% from head to toe.
Oh my God, yeah.
You don't want them in a woman's bathroom, and that's what you're asking us to
Right.
do.
It's crazy. Crazy.
And JK Rowling, you know, you're a TERF, you're gross, and, you know, why don't you just take all this money and just go somewhere and disappear?
It's like, what do you... You're not going to run for office.
No.
Right? Like, take your money. You've made your money. I don't think anybody's going to buy any more of your books or anything like that.
You know, and you've ruined for so many kids that grew up with those books.
mean, those
you
were
know,
like-
I mean, like, those were
crazy.
nerd books for real, and
Yeah.
everybody loved them. I mean, that's why she's so
It's done.
successful.
You got your little castle. Go.
Go. Just go.
Just go.
This is an important conversation for our LGBTQ plus community. Help us tell these important stories by liking and subscribing to The FayWhat Show. Next, let's kiki on this interesting story. Jennifer Coolidge, one of our favorite people in life, is serving gratitude and glam, calling her bond with the LGBTQ plus community very, very mutual. At the opening of the queer hotel, The Tryst in Puerto Vallarta, the White Lotus icon shared that she felt kind of lost until she joined the LGBTQ plus community. Most of her lifelong friends are queer. She said her life would be nothing without the queer community. And the community feels the same way about you, baby. So keep on serving. Watch this.
They feel so seen by you. They seriously love you. Seeing that the queer community has really supported you and loved you since day one, how incredible does that feel?
Well, it's very, very mutual. You have to realize, like, I feel like I joined the LGBTQ plus community. I think when I was young, I think we didn't all know that we were going to, we were all attracted to each other for the same thing. I didn't quite feel like I didn't feel like I was I was kind of lost, when I was a young kid and stuff, and so I felt like I found my group. We all found out later, like also my buddies, like gay men, gay women too, but we just all felt like we were the same tribe. And how I can't even I could go on forever about how much it improved my life if it hadn't happened, if I hadn't met all everyone from the gay community that I know. I think my life would be nothing, and I'm talking nothing.
Jennifer Coolidge finds her tribe, and it's super queer. What are we all talking about? I love it. She's like, nothing. I'd be nothing. Like, I'd be lost.
I mean, being weird is what being like having like a big mouth or saying something that nobody says normally, or just being different is what attracts us to each other.
100%. 100%. And at that age, when you're younger or whatever, the whole sexuality thing is not even a thing. You're just attracted to other weird people.
Everybody else is walking in one direction, and you're kind of like steering off to the and like, who are you paying attention to? You're like, who's that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then they start talking, and then they just tell you they want a hot dog real bad. And it's just like, this is like an iconic phrase in our the lexicon. Makes me want a hot dog real bad.
It makes me want to have a hot dog. The gays are trying to kill me.
The gays are trying we're trying to bring her back to life in White Lotus. We're like, how are we going to? There's no White Lotus without Jennifer Coolidge.
And we like us some Parker Posey, all right? Parker Posey is it's a queer cult classic girl also, but there's no one like Jennifer Coolidge. And it's nice to hear her in this interview kind of be like her true self, the normal voice, and like you can see she's kind of even choked up, kind of like not giving it, like she wants to give it the importance because it's so important, but she doesn't even know how to answer the question because of how important gay community has been to her. You know what I mean? Like, I remember being a kid in high school and the 1 year college I went to, and just feeling different. And the different part was that I was gay, you know? So I was attracted to the musical kids and the theater kids and the weird AV kids. You know what I mean? Those are the people I was attracted to because we were all weird.
And those are the people that are just going to come up to you and go, hey, what's up? You know what I mean?
And be like, okay, your hair's a little messed up, but I'm still going to hang with you. you know, and it's freaking Jennifer Coolidge. Like, she's not the most beautiful, she's not the most funny, but we embrace her and we made her iconic how she is. Like, you know, I don't want to spoil it, and I'm not going to spoil it, because if you didn't see White Lotus last year, then where the F have you been? But, you know, Jennifer Coolidge dies, right? And like, you're kind of left like, is she really dead?
She's not really dead.
You could make that a dream sequence.
How are we going to figure this out?
Bring her back.
Yeah.
We love you, Jennifer Coolidge.
We're waiting.
We're waiting.
We're waiting.
And you are part of our tribe for sure. This is an important conversation for our LGBTQ plus community. So help us tell these important stories by liking and subscribing to The FayWhat Show. At The FayWhat Show, we need to help my gay boys, because you know I love my gay boys. So in our segment called Dear FayWhat, I provide my expert lesbian knowledge and my vast experience as a living, breathing gay boy in a lesbian's body to help my fellow gay boys. This week, Side Eye to My Dad's Guy sent me an email. Where do you guys come up with these names? Can I just say that? Side Eye to My Dad's Guy. I love my life.
Oh boy.
All right, Dear FayWhat and Hot Boy in Bed. My dad came out as gay at age 70. You know, we were just talking about older men too, right?
70. Wow.
For the last 10 years, he's been happier than I've ever seen him. It's been amazing to watch him blossom late in life. I'm so proud of him. About a year ago, he met a younger man named Rob, who for context is only 2 years older than me.
Oh.
Dad says he loves Rob and that he makes him feel like the young gay man he never got to be. You can probably guess where this is going. I don't trust Rob as far as I can throw him. He treats Dad like a sugar daddy and constantly causes him stress by saying he's going to break up with him if he doesn't get his way. He acts like a spoiled child. Dad covers Rob's bills, takes him shopping, and even paid for his Mexico PV trip this winter. Now he's talking about Rob moving into his townhouse, and Rob's pressuring him to get married before it becomes illegal, he says. My dad is turning 81 this summer. He's still of sound mind, but not quite as sharp as he used to be. I'm worried about where this is headed. It took him a lifetime to arrive at this place of happiness and authenticity, and I don't want to ruin that for him, but I have real concerns about Rob's intentions. How do I bring this up without hurting my dad? Am I overstepping? Signed, Side Eye to My Dad's Guy. Did you take this all in?
It's like gay Anna Nicole.
It's like gay Anna Nicole.
Not that Anna could it be gayer than Anna Nicole though, but it's like pretty gay like Anna Nicole. Well, that's a lot.
It is a lot.
So we have an 81-year-old, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who's happy.
The happiest he's ever been.
The happiest he's ever been. We have a guy who is 2 years older than his son, who's high-strung, and who is, you know...
Yeah, exactly.
He's a
hustling. He's hustling him.
He's hustling him.
Yeah.
So the 81-year-old is happy. Of course, we have people that are protecting us and loving us that are saying, whoa, wait a minute. I mean, this is a tough one because I want to say, just be happy and do whatever you want to.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we don't want anybody being taken advantage of, right?
No, of course not, Alex. But I mean, I think this is a give and take also. The old guy gets to slap uglies with a young, hot guy. And there's a consensual agreement there. You know what I mean? Let me ask
you a question. The multi-billionaire, okay? He's 60. He's gonna look for he's looking for the most beautiful 25-year-old model, right?
Yeah.
And they're together. He's got his billions. What does she have? She's giving him his youth. She's giving him everything that the 25-year-old is giving him.
Yeah.
This was what I read this from a divorce attorney actually, and when they were signing prenups. What is she giving? What is she contributing to this guy? So what is he contributing? What is he giving to this 81-year-old? He's giving him his years.
Yeah.
He's giving him, this is the side guy, this is the guy that's with me. He's giving him,
what he never had. I mean, the guy came out and freaking when he was 70.
So basically, he could have been 40 or 30 dating this guy. With the full everything, but he's 80 and he nabbed this guy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really, this is I thought I was going to have like an easy answer for this, but I don't know yet.
No, right? Because I mean, again, the guy's happy and like, I don't know, like for me, I'm used to seeing these type of relationships. They're all over Wilton, you know, and like they're both people are happy. If they're both in agreement with
there are people like this, and there are
many.
Oh my God, yeah, and thruples and people that are in more than polyamorous relationships.
Yes, and
I think if I were the son, or if I were the family member, or if I were whatever, I would sit down and have a talk with the dad and say, I'm so happy that you're happy. You worked really hard for whatever it is you worked hard for. This kid probably wants to be protected. He wants to have him be protected. We need to be protected.
Yeah.
So we need to come to terms as to
legal
everybody
stuff
is protected.
Yeah.
Because this kid's going to marry you. He's going to take everything.
Yep.
I don't think so.
No, exactly. Yeah. No, and I get that.
So
that makes sense.
So if the kid deserves what he deserves, then he deserves it. But we need to know what you're thinking.
Yeah.
Because you're losing your mind slowly but surely.
Well, I mean, he's 80 something. The reality is that he doesn't have that many years left, Alex. And we don't know where the son's mind is. Maybe he's afraid of some money that his dad is leaving him that maybe he won't get. You know what I mean? Like, of course he is.
Once the dad dies, that's his partner. That's his
husband. So everything goes to him automatically. Anything that he leaves to the kids is null and void for the most part. So you make sure
that will or that trust.
Or they do a prenup before they get married.
Or they do a prenup. Absolutely do a prenup. You know, and if the kid gets offended over the prenup,
then you know.
There's
your answer then.
Like if I were in a situation like that, I think prenups are good.
Look, and we don't know how much money the guy has, okay? But the reality is that he's 80-something years old. He's going to be 83, I think, right? Soon, he won't be able to wipe his own ass, okay? You, son, do you want to wipe his ass? Okay, let Rob wipe his ass.
Let Rob wipe his ass.
And get whatever money is coming to him.
Because I guarantee you, if I were wiping dad's ass for like the next 5 years until he dies, I'm getting the money. I'm getting my money.
I'm getting the money. I hope this helped side-eye to my dad's guy.
Yes, communicate. Get everything on paper. And make sure everybody's on the same page.
Yep.
And, know where everybody's coming from. Even if it's sneaky, it's going to be sneaky. Whatever. It's like, when it comes to money,
people get weird. People get weird. Like, money, death.
You know what I mean?
Hey, people get so weird. It might be even good to look for a mediator. They're not that expensive. They have them all over the place. And
the idea of like, my mother has maybe a little bit of money, maybe a tiny bit, but the idea of me and my two siblings
fighting over
having an argument about it is just so gross.
It's so gross. And it happens so often.
A couple of $100,000 for $1 million. $1 million.
Well, I might fight for $1 million.
What do you mean? I do it. We all have a number.
He's like 100,000. I'm like, no, I'm not fighting for that shit.
We all have a number, right?
I fucking love you.
I don't know.
Keep those emails coming, okay? Because, side-eye for your dad's guy, I hope it all works out. At the end of the day, just keep your eyes open. And like Alex said, get everything on paper, unfortunately.
Sign a prenup.
There's shysters. There's people out there that are just out there. This might not be Rob's first daddy. Yeah. You don't know.
Richard Simmons' maid.
You know what I mean? And he could turn into Selena's manager. You know what I mean? I mean, look how that happens. I'm just saying. Keep those emails coming at FayWhat@happeningout.com. We love it, and we love to help all of you. All right. So make sure that you send those over. This is an important conversation for our LGBTQ plus community. Help us tell these important stories by liking and subscribing to the FayWhat Show. Let me remind you that Hotspots Happening Out's nonprofit travel club is planning an amazing Florida AIDS Walk cruise on November 2nd from Miami. The 3-day cruise is on the gigantic 170,000-ton MSC Seascape and starts at just $199. It supports some of the most important LGBTQ plus nonprofits in South Florida. Special parties, events, and even a 3-day open bar and Wi-Fi package are available for just $68. And that's unlimited cocktails, beer, wine, sodas, coffee, bottled water, and Wi-Fi for just $68 for all 3 days. This is the only cruise like it in 2025. Join us at Hotspots Happening Out to support our mission for the LGBTQ plus community.
Welcome to the newest trip from the nonprofit travel club, Florida AIDS Walk Pride Cruise aboard MSC Seascape, departing November 2nd, 2025. Celebrate pride and unity on this one-of-a-kind 3-day cruise aboard the luxurious MSC Seascape. all starting from just 100. And your journey begins in Miami as you board the stunning MSC Seascape, a $1 billion, 170,000-ton masterpiece of Italian design, offering incredible amenities, exclusive events, and a vibrant community of travelers united by a great cause. The MSC Seascape is a 5-star state-of-the-art new ship. This 170,000 giant ship boasts unique features like the glass-floored Bridge of Sighs, panoramic elevators, and a replica of the Statue of Liberty. The onboard design pays tribute to New York City, featuring Times Square-inspired spaces and a breathtaking LED wall. You will want to sail in the world's best cabin category called MSC Yacht Club. This luxury cruise within a cruise is a private 3-deck top of the ship private club. The Yacht Club includes private reception 24 hours a day, a gourmet private restaurant, a luxury lounge with open bar and food 24 hours a day. Available to just 200 guests. Your Yacht Club has a private sun deck and private pool. There are so many other features that makes this a once-in-a-lifetime experience. The nonprofit travel club is unique in that we are not a travel agency. We are a nonprofit 501c3 company that uses educational travel to raise funds for the community. With us, you travel for good. And that is what you do on this cruise as you support the Florida AIDS Walk and the beneficiaries that provide support to our community. Our trips are special because they include so much. Onboard activities and exclusive parties at Ocean Cay are all part of your travel package. Not just that, this Pride Cruise also offers you unlimited open bar package with cocktails, beer, wine, sodas, coffees, and bottled water, along with Wi-Fi aboard the ship and on Ocean Cay for just $68. Plus, you get access to over a dozen bars and exclusive beach events. Your open bar package is unique in that it is valid on ship and all day and evening at bars on the private island. Your wonderful Florida AIDS Walk Pride Cruise begins on day 1 as you board MSC Seascape as early as 11 a.m. You enjoy an exclusive open bar cocktail party with Florida AIDS Walk reunion guests. Tonight, you have an exclusive invitation to the Travel Club dance party. There are shows and great dining choices awaiting you. On day 2, you visit what Condé Nast readers say is the world's best cruise line private island. $1 billion was spent to create this magnificent marine reserve. Ocean Cay features incredible beaches and lagoons. When you participate in our exclusive $68 open bar and Wi-Fi package, all services will be available to you at more than a dozen island bars. You will enjoy lunch at the main Ocean Cay Pavilion and more than a dozen food trucks that provide unique food opportunities. Plus, the Florida AIDS Walk Cruise will have several events today. This morning, you will participate in our pavilion and beach party called Seize the Day. It will be the only daytime beach party with a DJ and great beach dance music. Tonight, you are invited to Roar on the Show, where you have bonfires, a DJ, an open bar, and a thrilling rainbow light show at the Ocean Cay Lighthouse. Your day will be one of the best tropical experiences of your life. Tonight, once you are back on the ship, you participate in our exclusive invitation to the Travel Club's dance party. Your amazing cruise to celebrate the Florida AIDS Pride Cruise comes to an end on day 3. Enjoy a farewell breakfast and you can get off the ship as early as 7:30 a.m. By being on this trip, you have not only had fun, but also have helped so many Florida AIDS Walk beneficiaries. Secure your spot with just a $99 deposit for the interior, ocean view, balcony, and suites, or pay just $299 for the exclusive Yacht Club category. Flexible interest-free payment plans are available for just $49 per month. Protect your trip with travel insurance starting at $36, or choose cancel for any reason coverage starting at just $67. Book now at the Travel Club website and be part of this unforgettable journey. Celebrate pride, luxury, and making a difference. Don't miss this one-time only cruise in 2025.
Hey folks, you know it's time for the big interview. So at the FayWhat show, we want to introduce you to interesting people who are so important to our LGBTQ plus community. This morning, I present to you an interview with one such influential queer trailblazer adjacent, Miss Jennifer McClain. Jennifer McClain has been entertaining audiences for over 20 years, right? She started at age 2. All right. In venues ranging from small bars to large charity events. She has appeared on CNN performing in Key West for New Year's Eve, and she also performs in New York City, Fire Island, and on the high seas. A favorite in the South Florida scene, she is a multi-award winning singer and entertainer. She won Best Local Celebrity, Best Artist, Musician, and Best Actor, okay, from SFGN and also Out South Florida. And Your Choice Awards, Best Local Entertainer and Actor, baby, from Out South Florida 2024. She can also be seen in the feature film Big Easy Queens as Poodles Mackenzie. Welcome to the FayWhat show, the incredible Miss Jennifer McClain!
Yay! Woo!
Yay! Hey, Poodles.
Hi.
I'm so happy to have you in bed, you know? I mean, I can't believe that it's been so long since I've had you on my show.
It was before the movie.
Yes.
It was
when you,
me and Miss Bouvier were doing Double Trouble.
Double Trouble.
Double Trouble, yeah.
Double Trouble. And I remember because during that time, you guys were also doing your boozy events.
I think we had just started doing the Boozy Belters.
Yes. You know, and I couldn't remember Belter, so it was always like, yeah, the Boozy Bitches, you know, the Boozy Bitches event. And I'd be
somebody called us that yesterday.
And I'm like, but it wasn't like, it was total respect.
No, yeah, of course.
It was with total respect to both of you, but it was just like, I couldn't remember. And it was like, yeah, you know, the Boozy Bitches. So Miss Jennifer, so much to get to. Okay. I've got so many questions and so many things and I'm so excited. All right. So let's start with this. Okay. Is there a dream goal singing gig that you have in your mind, like something that you dream about, you know, like the new Pope was just brought out, right? Pope Leo. Like, would that be a goal for you to sing for the Pope or to sing for Barbara Streisand or to sing for, not the president, but you know,
not this one,
you know, like, is there a dream person that you would like to sing for?
I mean, I don't know about a dream person. I like to perform for everybody. I mean, there's definitely been times that there've been, you know, people in my audiences that I've felt more, maybe not nervous, but, you know, like having Billy Porter come into a show.
Yes.
Pretty cool. John McDaniel.
Yes.
Having him come into my show and say,
be a fan.
And say complimentary things, like say nice things to me. He was at one of my shows recently and I went back to their table and I was talking while somebody else was on stage. And they said, oh, there was another music director, Bruce Barnes, who I met in Palm Springs. And they were just both so complimentary. And I just said, I'm going to just stay here for the rest of the night. Like, I'm not going anywhere.
I'm going to sing all my songs from this table, you know?
It was so nice.
Oh,
so I don't know about like a dream, like, you know, maybe... I mean, obviously Broadway would be nice.
Of course.
Not gonna lie.
Of course.
That would be pretty cool.
Right. I mean, you never know, you know? And I love that, like what you said, like you're just happy to be in front of an audience, you know?
Yeah.
One of the reasons why I was so attracted to you was because of your allyship. You know, you're such an ally. Like, you're beyond ally. If there was an ally of the Mother Effing Year Award, you should get it, all right? Because the things that you've got to deal with, you know, being LGBTQ plus adjacent, you know what I mean? You're always surrounded by us. You deal with all the marginalization that we deal with. I mean, most of it's directed at us, and you've got to take it also. People think that you're a drag queen or think that you're gay.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, have you always been an ally since you were a small little Jennifer?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I didn't know it at the time. I did go to prom with a guy who later came out.
Shut up! You were the beard already.
I was the beard already. But we doubled with another friend of mine who was out in high school, and a girlfriend of ours. So it was, you know, I had no idea at the time, but. He knew.
He knew.
He's like, he knew he was safe going with me.
Yes. And is that something that has always been the case? Have you always been attracted to the queer folks around you? Like, I mean, you know, advocacy can be seen in a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
You know, and your main audience is LGBTQ. You entertain whoever, okay?
Yeah.
And you entertain the masses, and you do plenty of straight things also. But like, we can find you a couple times a week at gay venues.
Yeah.
You know, was that something always that, you know, are you more comfortable in gay venues? Like, how did that become such a big part of Jennifer McClain?
Well, I did right out of college, I did some cruise ships and I did some theme parks and that kind of thing. And I went to school for musical theater, so Broadway music, show tunes was always part of my, performance.
Yeah, and your education, and all the queer kids are in all those classes also.
Right. So I was looking to, how did this happen? Oh, I was the person that I was engaged to was working on a cruise ship as an officer. And the ship was docked in Fort Lauderdale.
Nice.
And we had made this arrangement that if we couldn't be on the same ship, one of us would stay on land. Well, he was an officer, so he made more money, so I was staying, on land. And I said, okay, well, I like to sing show tunes. Who likes show tunes? Old people and gay people. Here I come, South Florida.
I have found myself a home.
I'm like, what better place to go than South Florida?
Exactly. And so did you end up marrying him?
No.
Wow. Okay.
No, that went
south.
Way south down
Listen,
the tubes, yeah.
Things have expirations, like milk.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And some, you probably saved yourself a lot of devastation from not having to marry him and going through all of that.
Sure.
You know what I mean? I mean, that's how I look at things. When things expire like that,
Yeah.
it's for a reason. That's the universe kind of protecting.
Well, I mean, it got me here, so.
Exactly. It did what it was supposed to do.
It got me to South Florida, yeah.
We're a lot alike, Miss Jennifer. We're always surrounded by gay boys, right? Hi, John Murdoch. Hi, Cal. Hi, Tony. Hi, all our gay boys out there that we know and love. How do you date surrounded by some? Okay, I'm a lesbian married to a woman. I don't have to look anymore. You know what I mean? So I'm fine. How do you date if you're always surrounded by gay men?
Well, honestly, I don't.
Okay.
It's been a very, very long time since I have even wanted to.
Okay, and so that's personal reasoning. That's personal decision making in that you have not gone out of your way to put yourself out there.
No, exactly. In fact, it's I joke, but it's true. Every time I meet somebody, a guy, obviously, anytime I meet a guy, I just automatically assume he's gay. That way, I'm always myself.
Yeah, I love
I'm never
that.
trying to
impress
in such a way, whatever.
Yeah.
But when I was dating, because, speaking of impressing people.
She's talking about dating and she's putting her chip out all out there.
Everything's coming undone here. But in being as that I worked almost exclusively in the gay clubs, it was bartenders, servers, and strippers. Mm-hmm. And that, I don't know if you say dating. I hope my mom's not. Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Senora.
I don't know if you just call it dating, but that would be the people that I would be amongst.
Yes.
But also, if I were to date somebody, they would have to be so comfortable with the gay community that meeting somebody outside the gay community wouldn't necessarily translate.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't know how to seamlessly incorporate themselves into this community like you do.
Yeah.
It's got to be such a special person. And he's out there. That's the thing. You know what I mean? No, I'm serious. Like, all you gay boys that hang around Jennifer McClain, right? All of you know a straight man out there. You got an uncle, a brother, an ex that you dropped that became straight after you, whatever it is, all right? You've got someone out there.
A son,
all
right? A lot of older gays.
Whatever. We're looking for 42 to 60. That's the age range, all right? Send the photo, and they've got to have a job. Jennifer ain't taking care of nobody.
No.
We ain't got time for that. We ain't got time for that.
Yeah, that's the other thing, too. After being on my own for so long, it's like, I don't want to put up with anybody else's BS.
Yes.
No,
I get it, but it's that special person, Jennifer, that's out there.
Well, I mean, sure, if they fall into my lap and they have a yacht and a and a fat 401k. I thought I was going to say something else.
I did, and that's also a factor, though.
Of course.
So, like I was telling you before, I had met you before with Miss B, and you perform all over town, and I've been blessed to work with you on quite a few occasions. I think the first one might have been like a holiday spectacular a couple of years ago, and I was so freaking nervous because like you and Miss B are just like the end all and be all for me, like it's just. Anyway, but from bar mitzvahs to celebration of lives. Okay, we've had to do together.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
You know, Miss Jennifer is always professional. She's always a delight. She's and an incredible talent. And for someone that has to be a host of some of these events, and some of these events, you know, you folks out there don't know what the behind the scenes entails, right? Sometimes I get a napkin with some names on it and I'm told, here's the run of show. Make something with it, get on stage, introduce them, make sure people know who they are, you know? And when you work with people like Jennifer, they make it so easy for you, you know? It's like, Jen, what's your first song? Okay, can I say this? Of course, you can say whatever the hell you want, you know?
I do. Yeah. Like, usually I'm like that. Yeah, I've been trying to come up with like a, like an intro, like a tag, like something like short and sweet, like, and I don't know, so if anybody out there has any ideas.
Yeah. What's the hardest part of your job?
Oh gosh, the hardest part?
I mean, because you are a one-man company, all right? You are the manager. You are the
I'm the booking
You're
agent.
the marketing and branding. You're the booking. You're the hair and makeup. You're the wardrobe. You're the music selection. You know what I mean? You are everything.
Yeah. I mean, the hardest part sometimes is drumming up the gigs. You know, getting the work. You know, I have my regular shows, but then trying to get out there and get more work.
Yeah.
And see what's out there. So, you know, but that's a lot of networking, and I'm pretty good at that. So
yeah.
So that's hard. And other than that, trying not to wear the same outfit 2 weeks in a row.
Oh my God, Jen. I'm going to call out a gay boy right now. Bud Bueller, okay? If you're watching, it's you, all right? It's you. So, you know, my viewers know that my secret to not having the same dress twice is that I get all my clothes at Goodwill. And then secondary, I have a dress subscription. I pay a certain amount of money and they send me 8 dresses a month. I send them back. It's beautiful. That's what it is, you know? And I do that because gay boys, you can wear the same polo for 3 weeks in a row. But if Jennifer wears the same dress on stage that she wore for another event that you saw her at, you're going to call her out. Bud did that to me, okay? I had a dress that I had worn once to maybe a networking thing, and then I might have worn it to Queer News Tonight and went out to eat afterwards. And he was like, you wore that dress before on this day. And I was like,
Bud.
Wow. But they'll do that to us. You know what I mean? And I can see how that could be a hard part.
You know, but at the same time, it's so funny because, like, they don't always notice when you don't. Like, I think it was maybe my 10th week at Aquaplex. And I was like, I want you all to notice that I have not worn the same outfit. I've not repeated any outfits in the 10 weeks. And they were like, yeah. I was so proud of it. And they were like, yeah, no big deal.
No big deal. You know, like, damn it.
I'm like, come on.
Damn it, you gay boys. So
That's what I'd like to do. I'd like to do a show like Varla Jean or Suddenly Seymour, the queens that like have their costumes and wear the same outfit. I mean, they do multiple outfits per show usually.
Yeah.
But like every show,
that's what they wear.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
So like it's not like, oh God, what am I gonna wear tonight? Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, did I wear that last week? Wait, let me go back to my camera and look at my photos. Like,
oh my God.
And I mean, I remember. I think it was Tiffany Ariagas at one point had her little handler, her little, you know, whoever was going around with her, that had a book where it was written down every single outfit that she wore.
Wow, that's smart.
Yeah,
and tedious. But
but if you got somebody following you around anyway.
Oh, yeah, exactly. If you got somebody walking around saying, what's your job? Your job is to write down what I wear every single day and make sure that I don't duplicate it. I mean, that's, you know, I'll take that gig, you know. But you see, boys, what we have to go through, and we do it for you at the end of the day. It's crazy.
We do.
You know, so you're just an incomparable talent in so many different ways. You're also an incredible actor. Let's talk about Big Easy Queens for a minute, all right? So the movie had all my favorites in it. It had you, Miss B, Matthew Darren, Alexander Zenos, Susie Toot.
Susie Toot. Come on.
Susie Toot, top 5. Killing it.
She's amazing.
You know, Big Easy Queens has been in film festivals. You know, I saw it 3 times. You looked like you were having such an incredible time as Poodles.
Oh, it was so good. I just, you know, Eric Miss Bouvier asked me if I wanted to do a movie, and I was like, yeah, why not? You know, I've never done that before. And Robert Lalou was writing the screenplay, and he had written the murder mystery that we did, and he had written the Double Trouble show that we were here promoting when we were here last time. And I said, okay. I said, but I want a character that is nothing like me, that is nothing like who I am, that is nothing like my personality. And he just wrote this just juicy character.
Yes, you were a badass.
I'm evil. It's like, I love it. I love it so much. Yeah, it was really fun to do that. To do, and Susie and I, like, we got together and we rehearsed our scenes so that when we went into to shoot the film, we knew all our lines. We just rattled them up. I think we had to shoot each scene, like, I want to say 4 times, but we never had to reshoot for dialogue.
For a mistake. Yeah.
It was never us. It was just from different angles.
Yes. Got it.
Different angles and stuff.
Were you surprised by all that it takes to make a film like this? Like 4 takes, you know?
I was like,
different angles.
Coming from a theater background, it's like whatever's on the stage is what
out
happens,
there.
You know. And you really have to be very specific on your mark and on your cues and on your lines and everything, because for continuity, if they're going to film from over your shoulder for one scene and facing you one scene, and you're like, you tilt your head one way, it's going to, it's going to be,
it won't be
awkward.
The same as the last one. So you have to, things like that you would never think of, you know? Well, I love the movie. If you haven't seen the movie, figure out a way to see it, because it's so entertaining. It's a fun movie, man. And it even made me so much happier because I had friends in the movie, and to see them come out of their shell in different aspects. Like Matthew was just Matthew, you know what I mean? But I felt like everybody else was kind of like, it was a completely different character that they were used
Matthew got to be a sexy man. I mean, that's what he is.
Like I said, Matthew was just Matthew, and so let's talk real quick also about all this shit with Naples Pride, right? So Eric Swanson, who is Miss Bouvier, right? Mm-hmm. Staunch advocate, was not gonna take no shit from nobody, said that he was gonna help Naples Pride, Naples Pride lost a lot of sponsorships because of how the world is right now.
Well, what happened, I don't know all the details.
We're paraphrasing, the story.
But they were told, their permits that they had to get, that anybody would have to get to do an event in a public park, but their permits were like exorbitantly high, and I believe narrowly constrained. Like, you can, you can't, and like 4 times the amount they were last year or something like that. So they were going to court to fight this, and Eric said, I want to take it upon myself to raise $10,000 to help with the fees and with any legal fees. Mm-hmm. So he did that. He did that at his shows. He raised money. It's like, this next song is just for Naples Pride. He did it online, and people donated, and he raised $10,000. And you want to go and.
Well, then people are always talking crap, right? People get mad when our community feels marginalized and fights back. Right? And Eric was like, oh, we're not going to take this. We're going to raise this money ourselves. And then these folks, the Gap band, whatever those people are, started researching everything possible about Eric Swanson and his background, and came up with Big Easy Queens, talking all this nonsense about children being on set around drag queens and possible child abuse because of it, that the children as in plural, were subjected to be around certain situations that they shouldn't have been.
He said in a big banner, this guy put out, Eric Swanson was the single largest donor for Naples Pride, was the star of a XXX porn movie,
that was it.
Big Easy Queens, and his character was Big Bitch. Like, wrong.
And wrong. Yeah.
All of it. It was just like absolutely false information.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe we could do a version that's XXX rated, but we didn't.
Maybe that'll just be for the OnlyFans page that we're going to start later on, But the reality is that, It's not by no means is it a porn, and you folks know this. It's not a porn movie.
Yeah.
You know, it had one person that was underage in the movie. Their part was filmed solely on their own, where there were no drag queens on set for that. They didn't even have to take those extra lengths, but they did because it was an uneasy time during that time.
Yeah,
during
it was during the drag bands and everything like that when we filmed. And we didn't even know, and Eric would tell you this too, when we had our premiere at the film festival, we weren't sure if we were going to be able to have a red carpet outside because Eric and Susie were coming in drag.
Yeah.
And the film festival, the guys that ran it, it was Popcorn Frights where we premiered, and they were wonderful. And they said, we don't care. We don't care.
No.
We're doing it.
Yep.
Just, walk the red carpet and everything. But there may be some news very soon.
Oh yeah,
about that.
Oh
about
yeah,
the movie. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Big Easy Queens 2.
Oh no, about the first one.
Oh okay. Well,
but about being able to watch it.
Okay. Ooh, I know what it is. I'm not gonna say it because then I'm gonna spoil the surprise. But I'll tell you later. But I think I know. It's gonna be streaming. You'll be able to see it. It's gonna be streaming, isn't it? Yes!
I don't know.
You'll be able to see
anything.
it.
I don't know anything.
But listen, Eric was able to turn these, all of you were able to turn these negative comments into good. I think it's given the movie even more applause and more spotlight,
They do say that no publicity is bad publicity.
Yep. So there it is.
So
there it is.
So if people go searching for a porn and they type in Big Easy Queens, you'll probably find something, but it won't be our movie.
You know what I mean? It's true. I typed in sexy nuns once. Yeah, things come up. All right. Let's talk about Cast Party, okay? Let's talk about Cast Party Mondays at Aquaplex, okay? First of all, I didn't know that Cast Party Mondays has been around since 2010.
Yeah.
Wow.
I started it at well, it was Bill's filling station at the time.
Oh my God, Bill's! Oh, that takes me back.
Now the Eagle. And I had some friends that were on tours in the touring shows, and they said, "Oh, you should do something on Mondays when we don't have a show." And I started doing it back then, and I've been with a break. Of course, like everybody took a little break in 2020 because there was no shows to promote or to whatever. And I just moved it to Aquaplex at the end of February, and it is so great. It's so fun. Like that stage. Well, you've been there.
I have. Yeah. No, but I get excited when I talk about Aquaplex because it's just like we loved Lips, right? Yeah. Lips was, home, and it was community, and it was our community center, but it needed this life that the Barretts have given. Like it's just it's incredible what they've done. These boys did what they did in Aquaplex Key West, and they saw that Lips had an issue and decided to help them as well, and here we are. And they're not stopping there. I'm not telling you anything else, but
they're definitely not.
They're not stopping there. So but Mondays you've had some amazing singers come straight from the stages of Broward, Broward Center, from Slow Burn, from all different places. They've come to Aquaplex to come and join you on stage. And, John and Michael gave you that welcoming in such a big way to do this, because that was seamless how you moved from one to another.
It really was. And sometimes you get nervous. It was a leap because, taking the show off the drive.
Yep.
But just what they have to offer there is the stage. It's all brand new, but the stage is huge. The lighting is incredible. The screen behind, and Vaz Allen is in the booth for me on Mondays during my show, so she can type in, and if we're singing something from Rent, all of a sudden the Rent logo is on the screen behind us.
I love that.
Or I'm singing Let It Go and the snow machines kick in.
Oh my God.
And it's just really, and there's smoke geysers and just the effects that you just don't get
anywhere else.
I can't think of, honestly, I can't think of another club. Maybe what's the big concert?
Manor?
No, down on Himmershey, not Revolution.
Oh, yeah, Revolution Live.
Yeah. They have that kind of thing, that kind of technical thing that nobody else has.
No. And folks, if you haven't been to Aquaplex, give yourself a little favor, give yourself a little present and head on over there and enjoy yourself. They have incredible deals. The food is delicious. Amanda Austin's over there running shit. Velvet Lenore's over there. And something amazing about the queens over at Aquaplex that I know that you will co-sign on is that those are the hardest working women ever.
Oh, God, yes.
Ever. Boz Allen is one of the badass queens, but she's also in the DJ booth spinning and playing the music, all right? Rihanna Patron is a badass bitch, and then she's also behind the bar making the drinks, you know what I mean? Like, it don't, you know, like everybody's doing two or three things.
They're taking
you know?
orders, and they're you know, serving your tables and pouring your drinks and pouring your shots. And
all of that.
And then getting up on stage and doing a phenomenal performance. And then the Aquamarines, the guys.
Oh my God, the boys, yes.
Love that they added that. That's such a cool thing. And I mean, I gotta say my favorite is Jay Wolf.
Oh
Lenore.
my God, I love Jay Wolf, Lenore's son. Oh, I love him. He just won a crown. He's adorable. He is adorable.
He is just the sweetest. He really is.
Eric, Rowley, all those boys are just incredible. They go between here and Key West, and they are a show on their own. And they're sexy as hell, and they could dance, you know. So it's a production.
Yeah, exactly. So we have the Aquanettes, which is the girls. We have the Aquamarines, which are the boys. And I said I would like to be an Aquanaut.
And I'm from Jersey, so I'll be the Aquanet, all right? As in the hairspray, and we're done.
No, that's what the girls are, the Aquanettes.
I know, but just one.
Oh, because you're Jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Just one.
Not Aquanettes.
Yeah, just one.
She's just Aquanet.
That's it. With 2 T's.
Singular.
3 T's. Whatever.
At least a few T's.
A few T's. So the cast party, make sure you go. And it's a perfect day. It's Monday. There's drink specials. Like I said, the food is delicious. You know, but every night of the week, they've got something else going on. They've got bingo other days. They've got trivia other days. They've got, brunches. They've got everything.
Celebrity
Check out
impersonators, brunches, Broadway. Matthew Darren's doing a monthly show there. There's a monthly burlesque show now on Tuesdays.
Wow.
They've what else is new? They're starting a male review.
Ooh.
Sexy male review.
Well, why not?
I mean, hey.
You know, like this, the great places, one of the many great things about Aquaplex is that, a lot of these places cater to the straight community, but Aquaplex open, you know, we're so belong there. We're so welcome there as well, that it really is. You go there on a Sunday afternoon, it's full of everything.
Yeah. It really is.
Literally, you know. Somewhere else that's not full of everything, but full of gay boys is Fire Island. You're also going to be there.
I am.
My God. I love fucking Fire Island. I love Fire Island. Chanteuse on the Loose. Tell me about that.
Well, that's the show that I wrote that I did last year at the Laurie Beachman Theater in New York.
Okay.
So it was like my New York cabaret debut. I've performed in New York for many years, but more on like the request shows like we do on the Drive. And this was a scripted show that I did, and it's a lot of stories just about my life. You know, I am the chanteuse. I am on the loose.
I love it.
And so I did it there, and I reached out to a friend of mine who is the president of the Arts Project of Cherry Grove, and I submitted to do the show at the Community House, which is the oldest LGBT theater in the country.
Oh, wow.
It's been operating, I believe it's 73 years.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Wow,
and
that's amazing.
they accepted me to do it, and I'll be there in August, and I am so excited.
Oh my
I've been
God.
going up to Fire Island for probably close to 15 years.
Oh, I love
and
that.
doing shows up there with my friend Portia and shows on my own. Julie James and I did a show up there 10 years ago. Gosh, 10 years ago. And but this will be the first time that I'm doing something that's it's a ticketed event, and it's more theatrical, and I'm very excited. My friend Kenny Green, who I've known for like over 20 years, is going to play for me for that show.
Oh, I love
So, yeah,
that.
I'm really, really excited about that.
I love that. Are you going to talk about your high school boy that was gay?
Oh yeah. There's a whole story about Robbie Swan.
Hi, Robbie Swan. Sorry.
No, we just went to prom together. We didn't date.
No, I get it. And
And
then
then
I mean, come on. That's a funny
then
story.
I heard that
in
he
your
came
life.
out, and then I ran into him in Key West.
And you're like, bro,
I was like,
you could have told me.
You can tell anybody. You can tell me.
I'm telling you, seriously. So here at the FayWhat Show, we love to have this opportunity to get to know our guests better, right? So we play a game called Say What with FayWhat. And basically, I give you two options and you answer with one back, okay? So if I say to you, Drag Race or Project Runway, what would you say?
Drag Race.
All right, so then this is speed round, so we're going to start now, all right?
Okay, I'm ready.
Wicked or Gladiator 2?
Wicked.
Cash or Cash Apps?
Cash.
Pizza or Chinese?
Pizza.
Sicilian slice or regular slice?
Ooh, regular.
Shopping in store or online?
Online.
Football or basketball? None.
Neither.
Pickleball or tennis?
Tennis.
Cake or pie?
Key lime pie. Pie.
Kapai.
Pie.
Kapai. Lady Gaga or Beyonce?
Gaga.
Oprah Winfrey or Michelle Obama?
Ooh, Michelle Obama.
The View or Abbott Elementary?
Abbott Elementary.
Dogs or cats?
Cats.
Toilet paper and over or toilet paper and over? Under.
Over.
Of course, right? Because you're a normal person.
Because I'm
Folks,
normal, right?
Come on.
Yeah.
Sunrise or sunset?
Sunset.
Christmas or Halloween?
Christmas.
Barbara Streisand or Liza Minnelli?
Oh, Barbara?
Instagram or Facebook?
Barbara Minnelli.
Barbara Minnelli. Instagram or Facebook?
Facebook.
New phone or a new pair of shoes?
Shoes.
Tenting or camping?
Yeah.
Tent or camping RV?
RV. Yeah.
Okay, right? Because we have to glamp. We
Yeah,
have to glamp
I'm
it
not
out,
camping,
right?
yeah.
Okay, you're going to be shipped to a gay jail in Puerto Vallarta or P-Town. 3 things that you can't live without.
Oh, God. Okay. I guess laptop, makeup bag, phone.
All right. Okay, I would have said a gay boy, but I'm just saying that's just
Well, they're
me.
already there.
Oh, that's true. That's true. You see? That's why Jennifer McClain is smarter than me. Thank you so much, Jennifer McClain, for being on the FayWhat Show. Please look into that camera and give them your best. FayWhat! FayWhat! Yes! Catch Jennifer McClain at Aquaplex Fort Lauderdale Mondays at 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. Saturdays at Alibi Wilton Manors and everywhere else in between. If you follow Jennifer McClain on all social media outlets on Instagram at the Jennifer McClain. All right, you'll know where she's at all the time, right?
Yep.
All right.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for doing my
Thank you.
show. You know that I adore you.
I loved you too.
Well,
I'm so happy. I finally got her in bed. I mean, she got me in bed.
We got each other in bed. That's how it works, right? All right, we'll be right back. So that's it. That's the FayWhat Show. I hope that you had fun. I had a blast. Thank you so much to Jennifer McClain for being on the show. Wasn't she fun? I love finding out stuff about our allies, right? Who knew she was straight? And also for Alex Tikas for joining me in bed. He is just such a sweetie. And I know you wish that he was sitting next to you in bed. I know. Well, if you follow him on his adults only social media page, it could be like he's in bed right next to you. For a mere subscription fee, you too can be part of Alex Tikas' life all the time. So folks, you hear him laughing? Yeah. I'm really passionate about trying to connect the L and the G in our LGBTQ plus community. I got to tell you that sometimes it's really hard for us girls, but if we believe we are one strong community, then we must support all the letters of our LGBT and Q plus. We open every show with a nod to Mary Tyler Moore and that girl's Marlo Thomas. This show is dedicated to a strong LGBTQ plus community. So I just encourage you to be a little bit kinder, a little bit funnier, and to embrace our tremendous diversity, because it really is what makes us so damn strong. Until then, make sure you follow me on all social media outlets: Facebook, IG, Blue Sky, TikTok, YouTube. Follow FayWhat. No, I'm not on Twitter or X, and I will never be on there again. So don't look for me there, all right? So until next Tuesday at 9 a.m. live or anytime on demand, I'm FayWhat! And I'm #thatgirl. I wish you a week full of sunshine and rainbows. Please consider fostering or adopting a pet in need. Love you. Stay gay.
Rainbows, gay boys, #thatgirl. Sunbeams, drag queens, L-word. Is that girl the girl of all our dreams? She's everything that every girl should be. Aqua, South Beach, #thatgirl. Pride-filled, tea-dance, Wilton. Is that girl Latina, but she's universal too.